Welcome back, guys. Dreamworks Dungeons and Dragons once again this time of the week. Love having you guys as members of the Union here. In no particular order, of course, we've got, as I'm seeing on screen, Jim Lake Jr. With Alicia. We have RJ with Braxton, and of course we have Megamind with Shane. Puss in Boots, of course, will be jumping in a second, and someone else here in just a bit as well. But of course, in that recap, last time we saw you guys in preparing to leave Arcadia, you were all given unknowingly a bit of a test, unfortunately. Megamind, in a gamble, quite literally, to stay alive, tried to bet with death to give a wish spell test to you guys with Jim Lake Jr. and RJ with some of these items to see how you'd react. And then, given that technically RJ's wish was not selfless, losing the gamble, that 2/3 choice, but you guys did some pretty insane shenanery to help the situation out. Jim Lake Jr., you were able to compel Duel on Death to at least get him to stay, and RJ, you were able to snag at least the spell scroll back, which is super helpful there, while Megamind Puss in Boots did a bit of the word I want to use is just like support with like spell work and other stuff to keep this from becoming like really bad situation and reviving Megamind. With that being said, as we left last session, of course, it was really stressful. There was a lot of that like, well, now we have another wish spell, but like it did come from death, and like we know it could work. What do we do with this? A lot has been upset in those sort of plans, but we do know now death is that sounds weird. I don't mean to phrase it as death does exist, more to phrase it as not only is the entity death much more present than we thought, he's got some items, he's pulling some shenanery in the world, more than maybe an eldritch being should, if we were to use that expression.
I really don't like that guy.
Yeah, no one really likes death, fun fact. It's not great.
I mean, specifically here, like, death is fine. But that guy... I don't like that guy.
Yeah. But you guys do have, though, thankfully, all of the necessary preparations, items, for your journey to begin northward. You have primed the invisible car, all of the cats and raccoons, of course, and now a little dog in the back with Jim Lake Jr. and Megamind. You guys, of course, being able to drive the vehicle more proficiently, swapping out.
Megamind, though.
Yeah, right? Especially with Megamind just having, like, taken a quick 8-hour after waking up from death and going, give me a moment. You guys will see as the sun hangs low in the Arcadian sky, you are ready to head northward. Once again, trying for the trowel, this magical item that also is said to contain a wish spell, which has a lot of big, powerful magic to help fix really major parts of the world.
It's really funny that we get the sun back, and all of a sudden we also get a moon back as well. We went from nothing in the sky to, hey, now there's another celestial body.
Oh, no! Indeed. The lunar cycle gets really out of whack really fast as you guys are getting ready to, I almost said set sail, drive on off. It's an expression, yeah. A new celestial body appears in the heavens. It does not replace what you're noticing, the old moon. That moon is still hanging full red moon in the sky, casting that eerie glow, but now it is counteracted somewhat by a new celestial body, which looks to be more planetary, with an atmosphere, as we would know. Excellent stuff. And, of course, welcoming in, after so long, Lincoln. How's it going? Oh, just immediately leaves.
I'm out of here.
That was the best. Just like,
I don't want to fix you birds. I see how it is.
Hello, I'm Swell.
Hello.
Sorry it took me a minute to get on. I fully forgot that I was rejoining starting today, so I was just hanging out.
You're good. You're good. Well, welcome. And yeah, and Elves should be here. Just finish up. They're doing some rehearsal stuff tonight. Joining in a bit. For the Union members, as you ponder over this new celestial body, a new kind of planetoid hanging in the sky, and what this could mean, it actually lines up terrifyingly well with the reintroduction of a certain character. As we slightly cut away, the Union, you guys getting into the car, getting ready with your bags and your equipment. Everything's very awkward, right? We cut to far north, technically in a demi-plane of existence. It is anchored in our reality, but only by certain routes. The North Pole stretches in a sea of tundra, this little beacon. It is not what it used to be. As anyone could tell, it looks very much in disrepair, as if a lot of ruin had occurred and renovation is trying to take place. But as we zoom in, we see three figures that are standing close to this little, what's the word I want to call it? Dais area. One of which being a small man made out of granulated particle material, very goldeny yellow. One that seems to be more hummingbird than person, but doesn't seem to be flying for some reason. And finally, a third figure. And just Lincoln, it's been so long. Do you want to again introduce Jack? Like, what do you look like right now? What's kind of the vibe?
Yeah, very much. So, if you've seen the Dreamworks Guardians, essentially what Jack looks like in this moment, he is more, not more lean, but he has more musculature than the animated version that you're used to. It's the musculature that comes with having to be physically involved. I'm in, fighting skirmishes, that kind of stuff. His upper arms, in particular, are more muscular, as instead of his staff that you see on his back, it's the same warped wood that he has in the movie, but it's been broken and refashioned into a bow. So it's predominantly what he uses. And scuttling around him is his little dragon that he has, who, as of yet, is still unnamed. I think Jack is still just calling it Dragon because he doesn't know where it came from or why it's there. It's just chilling.
Yeah. As you're standing here, Dragon is, scuttling around every so often, like, licking at things on the floor and then, like, spitting out and then, like, moving back around to a different area. Jack, you see, out of the two figures, only one of them really seems to be talking, as what we know as the Sandman is very much a charades kind of guy. He creates little minor illusions of what he means. Doesn't really ever speak for some reason. The Tooth Fairy, however, this hummingbird person, looks at you, Jack. You see she says, well, as far as Sandy's found, we're doing much better with most of our provisions, but we still have yet to locate Pitch. We've yet to, and you see she kind of like sadly flutters her wings, restore a lot of the faith and hope in the Guardians. A lot of our powers are still very drawn out. And you see she gets a little quiet. Jack, you didn't hear until it was too late, but Tooth looks over at the spot where Nicholas St. North would usually be. As Nicholas St. North, someone playing a character in another party, did die. And so you see there's that awkward air of like, we're down another Guardian. See, she says, I guess the real big thing is we need to figure out, is there any way to fix our guardianship powers, to rebolster the world? And Sandy says he'll keep looking as best he can, see if there's anything he's missed in dreams. I'm trying to figure out, maybe soon we could try to mount an attack back to the Fairy Kingdom to see if we can get back into the Feywild and maybe see if there's anything left in my old palace. And you see she kind of raises her arms in that very helpless manner. We just got to keep going until we can get any more information.
Yeah. Dude, it's... Listen, I know that I'm not the first choice to be... I'm barely even a guardian, but I'm here, and I know we'll find a way. Things aren't hopeless, as much as they might seem.
As you say that, Jack, you will hear the voice of the Man in the Moon. For the first time in what we now know, many months of this in-time campaign, you hear, "It is no longer hopeless." And looking out the window, you watch as the celestial body of this strange planet appears in the night sky.
Tooth, good news.
Hey, Tooth, good. Yeah, you see, Tooth and Sandman are both looking. You think they also heard, and that, like, wait, are we getting talked to? As the celestial body appears, it is this intricate, like, very pinkish kind of landscape, but with those cool blues and cyans of oceans. Like, again, it's not like a hunk of rock like the moon was, like, is, whatever you want to call it. It looks more terraformed with atmosphere and life. But you see, as it appears, you hear, "We have been granted a major boon against darkness, as some have used powerful magics to offer me this temporary avatar. It is not perfect, but the powerful magics of this body give me..." You see, there's a pause. "More sentience to act freely." As that happens, though, Jack, over a bit of talk, what you'll get from Tooth, Sandman, and the Moon, this planet, a couple champions were able to, using Excalibur, fun fact, just a different weapon, use a form of wish spell and brought Eternia back to give the Man in the Moon, or Gabriel, a temporary avatar. Something where now he can actually act way more in terms of boons. Like, before it was that, like, well, if Gabriel can help us, because technically Michael is in charge of him, and there's all these other people. Now, the Man in the Moon, once more, can act more as that guardianship over and offer better help to people. You hear then, Jack, that voice. "There are those you've met before that currently seek an item which could help in restoring my true form. It will require more than just a wish, but if you find, I believe they call themselves the Union. It is the cat, the raccoon, the troll hunter, and an alien. I believe you've met them on your travels."
Yeah, I think I remember them.
See, you hear, "Good. As a gift in part of my new fledgling power, allow me to help bring you there." And Jack, you see a small portal, very much like the one Santa used to use. Those globes that kind of swirl with frost and magic appears behind you to a place maybe down along the west coast of the Americas, as far as you could tell.
Awesome. Yeah, I think I give Tooth a quick hug, like, not salute, but like, give a look to Sand and just hold out my hands, and Dragon hops in like an oversized dog. I step through it.
You step through with Dragon kind of clutching the end of your hoodie and tumbling in after you. Saying your goodbyes, your friends, of course, keeping in contact with the Man in the Moon, now promising he can actually give much better communication. The Union members, if you had a nickel for every time you were driving along peacefully and suddenly a random figure emerged in the back of the invisible car without notice, you'd have 2 nickels. As Jack Frost, suddenly you are surrounded by a bunch of cats, dogs, raccoons. Dragon is suddenly like running around the back seat frantically. As Megamind behind the wheel, suddenly there's another person in your car.
Not again. It's the dragon is there.
At this point, surprise.
No.
Hi guys. The moon sent me. I'm here to help.
Hey, I remember you.
Yeah, I think we bumped into each other in a tavern a few months ago.
Yeah. You were there for the orcs.
Yes.
Yeah, and you abandoned us.
No. I mean, yes, but no. There was a lot going on. Good news is North Pole's chilling. I don't know if you guys heard about that. We're doing okay up there.
But that's good. I'm glad to hear it. We don't know anything. How'd you get there?
I just point up at the sky where I would assume we can still see the moon.
Yeah, it is still night.
He sent me.
Oh, great. There's a pink one now.
It's not red. It's now pink.
We got a red moon and a pink moon.
It's an empowering color.
Now we just need a blue one.
If you get all 3 colors of the moon, we can now print out our own moons.
If we get 5 colors of the moon, we can summon Exodia.
Oh my gosh.
You have a red one and a pink one. Or technically in Dreamworks it's Voltron. You know, we can assemble Voltron. Moontron. Indeed, Jack Frost giving kind of what we just role-played out to the party, you know, of, okay, so the man in the moon, Gabriel, whatever you want to call him, now has a temporary celestial body, something to start being able to help. And that's something for you guys as a party to note. Basically, it is not a divine intervention, but you do have about once per day the ability to ask something bigger. Like, think like, oh, hey, it'd be really nice if we could get a quick smite or a quick item, or like nothing major, but now that Gabriel has something to like work with, you guys have now a bit of that, like, hey, we could see if he could do us a solid, right? Like,
I have an idea for our first solid.
Puss in Boots, you have an idea?
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna look up in the moon and go in like, so you gave us a liability, and I hold up my amulet. I'm like, another one, please, on the house.
Another one. Indeed, because, yeah, Jack Frost was not there for our time travel adventure. Long story. That is something...
Back in time.
Okay.
To get amulets that have been absolutely useless.
All right, now hold on. They have been monumental.
Okay, but ever since we got them,
has been able to know exactly where we are. So, like,
4 different things have bamfed exactly where we are, and been like, "Oh, yo, what's up?"
All right.
So the amulets prevent them from doing that?
Let me clarify.
It's like a scrying from good and evil.
I will clarify. It's
You know,
basically...
heaven and hell are being evils.
Exactly. It hides you from celestials and fiends. I will point out, since you have had the amulets and when you are attuned to them, no major stuff has found you. The only stuff that has technically found you was Pitch by accident, and even at that, he didn't really find you. Jim Lake Jr., it was just, he was able to get into your dream because you had been close. And when Death found you, it's because Death comes for us all. He's neither celestial nor fiend. Death is an entity.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he does something.
About the car.
And Merlin.
I'll just turn to
Merlin's not so good.
Do I need one of these? Is this something that I should have?
Yes.
Quickly go back in time and get one yourself.
Oh my gosh.
Quickly,
All right. Who's just yelling at the moon of like, another one, like holding up his hand. Okay, this.
Link and I will quickly join different call and hold a full Halloween one-shot just for him to go. I'm kidding.
We'll just play.
We back in about 4 hours.
Yeah, right. Thankfully, this is actually, Gabriel doesn't even have to do too much with this Puss in Boots. While you don't get a physical response, you will see another amulet will appear on the dashboard between Megamind and Jim, as two of the other parties actually were able to grab, like, one party had one extra, one party had two, just were like, hey, let's just in case anyway. So you are able to grab an amulet. And Jack Frost, you can add that to a character sheet. Should be under D&D Beyond. They're called Enochian amulets. I'll send that in the chat so you get the spelling.
So the reason that's important is because I have the next seal, and so
Is everyone attuned to their amulet?
we're a target.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't want anyone dying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right now...
Except the new one.
Except no.
Then in that case, I'll put it on like as soon as you guys hand it back from the dash, and just start attuning it right then, right there as we're driving.
Sweet. It
Yeah,
takes...
that's a good question. Are we here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We are? Okay.
Yeah. Attuning to the amulet, again, these amulets attune fast. It just takes 5 minutes, just takes an attunement slot, right? To like, all right, we got this going on. But yes, as Jim Link Jr. rightly said, the Amulet of Daylight, Merlin's amulet, is the next seal of heaven and hell. And a lot of big bads are going for it. That's where I say as a DM, trust me when not a lot of stuff has found you guys that want to find you. People are... I'm having to pull out a lot of my resources, like, okay, what would these creatures even try? But as you guys kind of fill in Jack Frost, I guess I would say as DM, who wants to maybe bring up the trowel quest, or the like, hey, we are in a car because XYZ?
We're getting a magic
I think first we should work through our trauma as a group. Maybe have some therapy real quick. Jack, if you could be the therapist.
Yeah. But what if you like to hold my dragon?
Actually, no, but Bruce hands over some paperwork, and then it says like formally joining the union. And he says like, there are no union rules, but you got to sign this. It's like power of friendship, all that jazz. You're not going to stab us in the back. Work for the betterment of the group. Also, we're on a quest to go get a magical shovel that grants. And Booth is not going to say what it is because he realizes it hasn't been 5 minutes yet. So he's going to wait until the 5-minute mark stops, and then goes, so we're on the quest to get the trowel that grants wishes.
Okay. Very cool. I'm in, and holding the paper, the union contract. I'm like, I am sort of immortal, so I'm going to hold off on signing this because I don't want to be bound to it for forever, but, we'll just go.
We'll put a clause in it.
No, you can leave at any time.
Oh, okay, great. I
I
sign, and then drag a little cloth print on it right next to my signature.
Yeah, dragon, little frosty, fiery paw print, singes the paper.
Question. This also given citizenship in New York City?
Oh.
In where?
Alright.
So we have created an entire city, and this is now Eleanor to Lincoln. So we got all the chickens from Chicken Run out of the brink, and then we robbed England of all of its money, and then we went over to America and made a new civilization called New York.
Because they're not just regular chickens. You roll percentile dice, and out of 15,000 chickens, 14,900 of them were chicken-born. They're sentient creatures that can learn.
So we had money and time, so we made them 5th-level adventurers, all of them.
We trained them.
We bought a giant ship and took them all to the New World and built a safe haven.
Okay, so if we find Pitch, we will be able to kick his trash.
Yeah.
100%.
Cool. Very cool. I think hearing that news, Jack's just like, I have a bow.
And that, my friend, puts a paw on his shoulder. It's pretty rock and solid.
Thanks. Yeah, I guess I've kind of told you guys everything I know from the last few months. I've just been in the North Pole. We still have no clue. August, correct me if I'm wrong, but we still have no clue where the Easter Bunny is.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I would assume you guys heard about Nicholas St. North.
Yes.
I had to help him move on to the next life.
But good news is Sandman he's around and he's doing things and he's helping. So
I know this. I don't have nightmares.
Yes, that's definitely good. Pitch has been more than present, but we've been doing what we can up in the North Pole to keep him pushed back. So glad to be here with you guys. I guess we're in America. That's cool.
We're glad to help. Yes, we are.
A land of the free.
Soon to be
Oh, my chicken.
Canada.
Soon to be Canada.
We are in America until we cross the Canadian border. Then all hell breaks loose. So many monster attacks. Like, it's just a ticking timer.
I mean, you gotta be careful around Canada.
Hey, wait a minute. Is that the anti-Brennan Lee Mulligan putting propaganda in our D&D community?
When Lee Wolligan.
Brennan Lee Mulligan, is that you?
Indeed, as you guys take this fun little bottleneck episode where you guys are just like in the car, like talking to each other, like filling in. The crux of these big things, of course, right now, Jim Lake Jr. has a pretty big bounty on his head, celestially speaking. RJ, Puss in Boots, Megamind just had a bunch of very near-death experiences, but have helped take out Morgana.
Not very close to him.
Yes, not very close. Very, very close. You had a death experience. But indeed, the big things, of course, yeah, right. And of course, learning from Jack of, okay, the North Pole is more up and running, and that we've got a temporary fix for the Man in the Moon, which is gonna, again, big strides for a lot of stuff in the parties, for everyone around, as we drive off northward. As we go, of course, you guys have the wonderful invisibility car that Megamind, Jim Lake Jr., you guys help fix up, really to just like, hey, we need a way to travel and not be spotted. This, of course, being before the amulets. As you guys travel now, though, I would like, real quick, just a group perception check is what we're going to call it, as we start going from what we know from California up into the Washington, Oregon areas.
Can I have advantage for if I use my radar?
Yes, yeah, Megamind, because you have that right now. Go for it. I think, yeah, that's perfect stuff going on.
I built it for this reason in specific.
Who looks out the window and goes like, why are there 3 coffee shops next to each other? And why do they all have a basement?
They all we don't need 3 of them.
What?
You did say perception, right?
You were really choppy.
I said 3 coffee shops next to each other, and they all have a basement venue, and it's all as easy as well.
I got an 18.
An 18.
Super.
Solid stuff. Jim Lake Jr., 6. I think for Jim as well, kind of what we've already canonized too. It's when you're driving, it is that like, oh yeah, I'm like driving for the first time. Because I should say, now you have Jack. You have Jack Frost as a humanoid, but Jack's never driven a car either.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, Megamind. Ooh. And so for Jim Lake Jr. and for a couple of you guys, it very much is that, like, you know, there's not a lot happening. Everything seems fine. As a group, though, you guys will notice some pretty good stuff. With Dirty 20, 15, 17. Yeah, solid rolls. Driving upwards, eventually you will get to the point of much more wilderness. The roads here are... The invisible car is built for slightly difficult terrain, but not terribly. And you're getting the feeling it's like there will come a point where eventually the invisible car probably can't get more northward, just because you're working against the Rocky Mountains, as we know. But from what you're seeing is you will get a good couple days journey in northward, very much to what we would call the Canadian border. During which time, though, you will all be aware that the weather outside and across these many lands is getting very chaotic and cataclysmic. Every so often, the winds are buffeting the invisible car so bad you do like pull over and kind of like stay for a bit just to not get blown off of what little road there is. High temperature drops are causing a lot of interesting stormfall. Again, this is about like beginning of spring summer era for you guys, right? It's not supposed to be this bad. Like, yeah, you might get spring showers every so often, but we are talking gale force stuff going on, bringing in some crazy weather phenomena. The least of which, at one point, Megamind with your dirty 20, you swear in the rear view and far away, but just for a moment, what looks to be like several tornadoes, maybe like 2 or 3 ripping down the coastline here, as weather has just taken a huge turn for the worst. But after a solid 4-day drive, you guys will eventually hit up into this northern border where eventually you'll be reached with the Rocky Mountain Pass. At this point, there will be very little difference if you try to use the invisible car right now just because of the terrain. But what I will point out, like Megamind has discovered, if you take a little bit of a short rest, Megamind, you would be able to dehydrate this car like you did with Jack Horner's crystal. It just takes a little more prep and some relays so that you don't accidentally just dehydrate like the back bumper.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think that's
Works for me.
I'm glad I have my ring of cold resistance.
Exactly.
I know he's going to be dehydrated, Jack Horner, because he wanted to be master of all magic. So he's like a magical battery now.
Yes.
Okay. That's question number 1 answered. Question number 2. Would you consider this to be an Arctic terrain?
Currently, yes, actually. This is an Arctic terrain entering up here.
So difficult terrain doesn't apply to us, so we could just keep driving.
I kind of forgot that with the Ranger ability. Oh, it's nice to have a Ranger at this party. You know, I would allow how we'd flavor... Or actually, I guess, for Jack Frost, what does it look like helping a car through the Arctic? How do you think you would help make it not difficult terrain to, like, keep the drive?
put out the back and push. I'm just pushing the car.
Just like,
Yes.
all right.
I make Jim Lake Jr. get out. That's what I do. No.
Put it in neutral,
I think
push.
I think it probably looks like, because I don't have like my magic powers right now. I can't fly and be invisible and shoot ice. That's kind of connected to my staff, and it's broken. So I think instead I'm like outside of the car, just almost like if you've gone like rock crawling with friends, or like in a Jeep or whatever, where I'm like being the eyes. So like as they're driving the invisible car, I'm just making sure they're not hitting like the crazy deep potholes. I'm Legolas searching out the best route for the car to take, and then exactly, just making sure it doesn't hit anything that would damage the vehicle.
Heck yeah. The mental image of just hanging out the side, this like being that, again, Jack Frost, you are not very visible all the time. Like, again, it's already your state of being is so weird. So just this figure moving very quickly, like going 50 miles an hour through the mountain passes and just calling shots, let's take a left up here, head down into this valley, work our way back up. That's going to save you guys a lot of time. Holy crap. Yeah, that's awesome. Sweet. You're going to get quite a bit of ways then upward this way.
I'll be right back.
No worries. What I will then say the party, after a good couple days, we're coming up on a week now since you left Arcadia. Heading through the mountain passes, you will then notice you are now getting very affected by big weather conditions. We are starting to get to the point where the following 4 days there's almost a full 24 hours in that day. You guys are just like hunkered down from the elements. Again, it's not a snowstorm, but the winds are just pushing everything into these mountain passes and making it so inhospitable that you have to wait until it just lets up, so that using a bit of mold earth magic and other cantrips, you guys kind of push your way out and just start going fast.
Didn't we get warned that the elements themselves have become like sentient demons that are hunting people down and such?
Indeed,
like
Megamind.
Tornado demon thing.
That feels like forever ago. In campaign, it was a good month ago. In real life, this was almost 3 months ago. You did receive a warning of high-level demons known as calamities that represent the true horrific evil natures of nature itself. This very much could be the effect of one of them. And you will notice, because these effects have been going on since like Northern California up into the Rockies of Canada, that's stretching thousands of miles of territory. And all of you can notice, thanks to your earlier perceptions and with some of your passive insights, you are heading in a direction that is getting stronger to whatever lies ahead.
Ideal.
I'm sure it's fine, guys. Let's keep going.
What's the worst that could happen?
I agree with the raccoon.
You could try and kill it.
That's the first.
Did you say we could try to kill it?
I mean,
The wind? You want to kill the
Kill
wind?
the calamity.
Kill the wind.
Demon, no?
Well, but
How
if
did
it's
we
been,
even do that? Like,
yeah,
that's
if this
what I
has been
wanna-
with us for hundreds of miles, then like, do we even know where the are we even close to it, or is its influence just so vast that we're nowhere near it? You know?
Does it even have a physical form? Like,
Hear me out. If we just get stronger, the closer we get.
I mean, if we come across it, I'm not opposed to cleaning the world a little bit, but you know, I don't know.
down for forces of nature.
Yeah.
I think we might have to get where we're going at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost
Great.
like some people stop at rest stops for food. It's just like, yeah, we're gonna stop at the gas station, kill a calamity, get a tornado or a tree, go ahead, and then we're just gonna keep driving. It's stop.
Yeah.
Pete
All right,
stop.
everybody, quick potty break, grab your Pringles, kill the calamity, back in the car. Here we go.
Kill the calamity, back in the car.
All right, remember, we got a $50 limit, so choose what you want now. If you don't go now, we can't go later. Bring your best weapons, and let's go.
Well, if we're talking about possibly running into this creature, I could make it so that we're able to travel stealthier, so that in case we come across it, we're a little bit better protected. Might be able to have the element of surprise, if that sounds like something we would want.
I
We
mean,
do
if
also
it,
have some fun places in the party.
That's probably what he's talking
If-
about.
this calamity is in fact a high-level demon thing, or whatever they technically are, if it has the ability to contact others, then by engaging it, we will probably give away where we are.
That's
Mm.
That's a good point.
So stealth might be an even better option for that.
So we kind of just, it depends. We need to figure out kind of what we're dealing with before we just rush in and try and kill the wind.
Yeah. So what do we know about calamities?
August can.
What was that? Oh, sorry.
Was it in this party that it was revealed that Jim's weapon ...
Yes. What you guys know about calamities, no history check, just kind of like what like you all base know. The calamities were the second subset of big demons released from hell. Again, like the seals of hell, stronger and stronger things break out every time. From what you understand, there are 6 total calamities from what the Man in the Moon kind of gave you all that preliminary warning about. It is, as far as you know with calamities, they are some of the highest level demons. So currently they are what commands the troops. Like, from what you've heard from other champions parties, technically, even Pitch is subservient to the Calamities. Just because of... Right? It's that, like, it's a... Kind of like in an army, ranks it like, yeah, Pitch is a strong captain, but these are the lieutenants that have been released. Like Puss brought up, but what you know, Jim Lake Jr.'s sword, Daylight, is a very powerful magical artifact. One of those 7 swords of the Seraphim, Jim currently has a weapon that not only is very damaging to demons, it actually can what we call true kill them. Normally, if you kill a demon or mess it up enough, it just kind of can escape back down to hell. It will reform, gain a new body, a new host, whatever it needs to do. Versus Daylight, like with the Gum Gums, is a powerful enough item to destroy the entity inside, which is why it's always helpful if Jim can kill a creature, aka Morgana, as we know, where that like finishes off the creature, because that's like, you don't just get to go reform, we are etching you out of the history book, so to speak. Beyond that, what you know of Calamities is you've heard that other parties have run into a Calamity. You think they got, I don't want to say lucky, but from the stories you've heard, it was that like they caught a Calamity before it ingrained itself into its environment and really started getting powerful. And so it is that level of what you guys would know is you are stronger than that party would be now. I mean, if we're talking D&D terms, again, you're much higher level, but there is that like, it's still going to be tough. But if it's getting stronger the further north you go, eventually there's going to be some level of how do we either take care of it, sneak around it, or sneak closer to get better information.
Yeah, no, it was almost a team party. But that was like, what, level 6?
You guys were technically level 5 to level 6 at the time.
Right.
So if we were, let's say, to take the temperature outside, what would you say the temperature is?
Right now, the temperature outside, we're looking at about a 17 degrees up in the Northern Mountains, Canada area.
What kind of cold fronts are moving in? Weather patterns? Do you have a 7-day forecast for? I'm just kidding.
You joke. I actually do. If you want to make me a survival check, RJ, I can give you a bit of weather pattern here. Or excuse me, nature check. Nature check. I don't know why I said survival.
Survival check. Actually, okay. It could have been worse. 16.
16. RJ, what you're noticing is right now the weather patterns are acting very odd. You're getting a lot of what we would call cold front and high pressure coming in from the northeast of here. What you could assume on a 16, probably a good still hundreds of miles away, but in a car that could pass within a day or so. And right now, then the low pressure coming in from what we would know as this, the other side of the mountains towards like the Pacific Ocean coming in is what's causing the pressure drops for a lot of the winds to pick up. You're noticing, of course, on a 16, there is definitely magic to it. This is not how normal weather works. And RJ, what you're also noticing is, so let alone you have a bit more of direction where the high pressure and cold is coming from, that it is coming in waves. You're with a 16, you'll notice enough that beating my DC 15 for a first subset of knowledge, the waves seem to be coming off in about 2-hour increments, where every 2 hours, whether it's a high pressure wind wall or a cold front, it's a 2-hour kind of schedule, give or take maybe a minute or so of like what we could consider a radiating pulse outward.
Okay. Okay, so we kind of, using that knowledge, we kind of be able to tell where the center of this thing is?
Exactly, yeah.
Center type stuff.
So, I said we go kill a greater demon.
Are we strong enough for that?
We killed Morgana.
Morgana TPK'd us twice.
Yeah, but we lived.
But we lived.
Barely.
Merlin this time, or Blinky.
But
or
now
chicken.
you have Jack Frost.
Although
Yeah,
I will say you guys notice that Jack does seem to be a little bit smaller than your arcane muscles, you know? Jack isn't quite, if we were to talk like level 1 to 20 on a objective power scaling level, he's only like a 6. So.
Wow.
2 below.
We've been slacking off during the apocalypse. Meanwhile, we've been out here dying.
I've been doing a lot of clerical work.
I've been doing the Lord's work. Just hitting the streets.
Well, if you actually believed in the Union, you might gain 2 levels of cleric.
I've been busy in a damn plane making sure that the people who've been assigned by Gabriel to keep the world moving, keep the world moving.
Fair enough.
And how many of them have died?
At least 1, maybe 2. And Tooth has lost her magic, so we're not doing great, if I'm being honest.
We're not doing too hot either.
But if you guys think we're at a level to fight the calamity, I'm with you guys. I mean, Gabriel sent me here for a reason, so as much as I have to fun with the guy.
I do not think we are ready. I do not think we are
Ditto.
strong enough to fight this thing, especially going in with as little knowledge as we have about how it actually works. Like, I feel like if we knew of a weakness we could exploit, maybe. But, like, we're not even brave enough to take on Pitch yet. Like, we're actively running away from him. I don't know why we would try to fight one of his superiors.
That's fair. I was just going to say, in that case, I do have, as a ranger, I have primeval awareness. So basically, since we're in my favored terrain right now, I can expend, I can tell if there's any, it's a whole long list, I'll read them all. Aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead, within 6 miles of us. So I can just kind of turn that on as a radar and burn through my spell slots, and just, it doesn't tell me where they are, but it tells me if they're close.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I'm pretty sure I have something similar within 60 feet. I think Puss in Boots, I think you do too.
I have Divine Sense, and then I built one.
Yeah. When we lost Jack Frost, Megamind went, let me build a quick radar so we don't get murdered.
So I have it set to demons.
Mm-hmm. Megamind, yours is a little more specific, but that's the thing. Between Jack Frost's 6 mile, Megamind, your couple mile, and Puss in Boots and Jim Lake Jr. with those divine 60 feet is still nothing to sneeze at. You guys have a pretty solid, if you keep a good enough rotation going on, you'll be able to no shot not get surprised at all, as well as gaining a lot of information about like what's coming for us / what do we have to be aware of. In which case, you guys, you guys really are a really fun stacked party. Can continue very carefully up the mountain range into
5 miles an hour and looking out.
Man, we should have counted the number of days we were traveling and had you just sit there and meditate, Jack.
Just full meditation. Because you can take once per campaign a level up by just keeping calm, doing the work.
Hey,
We have the money.
we have the money.
God the money.
I mean,
We could just...
are we playing it rules as written where it's like 40 days, or is it...
40 days is for the...
40 days or 20?
40 days is when you're at, like, higher levels. Because what I do is, I don't allow you to do it, like, the whole campaign. Because one party was like, oh, could we just take, like, 2 years off, and with this money just... I'm like, no. It's like, come on, that's not a campaign. That's just us meeting every week.
Those characters leave to do that, and you bring new characters.
Right. But what it would be is... Right now at level 6, if you were to take, I'm checking the time frame, I think it's 20 days and at least 80 gold, or excuse me, 60 gold pieces, is just 20 days of travel. So right now we're up to 7 days of travel, But again, for your benefit, it's definitely going to slow you guys down with being more careful and like driving around because you're not trying to encounter a calamity. There's a decent enough chance. We'll see how many days it takes. Could get that level up. Be very helpful.
Yeah, just get you to level 7 real quick.
What I will then say is, with all your insane bamfing, primeval awareness, radar, and divine awareness, I'll allow you guys as the party to make me a group survival check at advantage to make your way through as far north as you can. Again, the last information you have is if you can get up to the city of the Elves, Volinar. Volinar has probably records, people who would know more about the trowel. The book Megamind has all the big stuff. Let's see here.
Magic thingy that we found, or that RJ has.
Yeah, the strange-looking astrolabe that RJ has. Figure out more of that.
About that.
Yeah, that's
I got a 16.
Oh, all right. 16 from Jim Lake Jr. Solid. 16 from Jack Frost as well. Solid.
I got a 19. I used 2 luckies because I rolled a 3 twice.
Oof. My guy, yeah, use a luck point.
Let me roll real quick. I got distracted looking through all my spells.
No, I feel that. You're good. You're good. You're totally fine.
You do have to check with spells.
Solid stuff. And Puss in Boots, yeah, if you can just tell me what you got with your advantage survival when your dice is finished rolling. I know it takes a second, no worries.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Solid stuff. 16, 16, 19, dirty 20, and we're getting Puss in Boots right now.
74.
Well, on a rolled 74, I have lost all faith in the concept of statistics, and that's it. Great game. See you guys next week. You win D&D. You got a 74. Jeez.
Does that mean I can be level 7 now?
Yeah, on a 74? Yeah, I guess you all just are level 20 at that point.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Let's go fight that calamity then.
Let's do it. Let's go beat them up.
I'm
Kind of blindfolded.
I'm reading some of these spells, and there's some fun ones. One that I think Jim would really like
Oh, yeah?
is a Fire Shield.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
You've got...
So
oh, I love
can
it.
Make it. So it gives you resistance to cold damage and surrounds you in a shield of fire that whenever someone attacks you, they get hit with fire. And you already
I like that.
have an aura
Oh, that's right.
with fire. And
Forgot
so
about
fire on fire with extra fire, while I also summon a fire elemental and maybe more fire.
Sprinkling of radiant with a little smite
That
on
would be the
top.
grossest paladin just tank of like, hey, because you're within 10 feet of me, you're vulnerable to fire. Because you're staying within 5 feet of me, take another 3d6. Here's fire. You hit me, you take more fire. Oh, and to top it all off, I get to hit you twice with my sword. Like, it's
Puts you on fire.
Jim Lake Jr. is a tank, to put it lightly. It's insane.
So much.
Jim's broke.
Puss in Boots on 13. Wild, yeah, 13 being the lowest, but with a group resounding success. You guys travel further northward. I do have to, just for the natural terrain, this is going to be basically a D8 plus 6 days, just to see like how much time was either gained or lost. Where you actually kind of want on a 6 or higher, that's another, or excuse me, on a 5 or higher, that gives you another, excuse me, I'm not doing my math right. You want an 8, because that would give you another 2 weeks of travel, and then technically, you will be able to give, Jack Frost a, level up time to just, like, chillax.
I mean, if you guys wanted to.
If you want.
Do we have any way of really contacting New York City and like maybe sending stuff to them?
Yes.
I have sending.
Yeah.
And a bunch of weird robots.
Megamind sending and
Borrow
robots.
some robots.
Borrow robot.
How many?
Probably like 3.
It's basically, 3 sending spells over a couple weeks is nothing, yeah.
Well, so like I want to deliver some stuff. Like I want to line the pockets with some of my chickenborn and get some of my plans going.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, stuff that you were wanting to do. Yeah, because I know
I do have the quiver that can hold a bunch of stuff.
Oh, right, you got the quiver. Wow, that's insane.
I might use the Pringle. Well, okay, so the Pringle can is like an actual bag of holding.
Mm-hmm. You basically put a bag of holding into your lining on the Pringle can.
Yeah, and then the quiver is like 3 or 4 pockets of smaller bags of holding, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds.
Has a hoarding problem.
Hey.
He is a raccoon.
He has 4 hoarding problems.
Okay. Let me
is
figure
the
this out.
problem.
Let me think on this. Real quick, August.
Yes.
I did get a 5th level spell scroll. Do you remember what specific spell that was?
I do. Let me pull up my note real quick. Yeah, I remember we got that fun. Ba-ba-bum. Here we go. The Eye campaign back in Morgana's Lair. You guys went on a bit of a raiding party. Going through. Here we go. Loot. First stuff you found. Going through. Here we go. Yes, RJ, you found a spell scroll of creation.
I've never heard of that spell before.
Really? Oh.
Oh, I can free cast that. Like once a day or something. Let me show you.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah, because Jim just got a ability for it. Creation's a really fun illusion-based spell. Yeah.
That's what I do.
So it's oh. You summon for the Emerald.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's-
just for me. Sorry,
Yeah, that's not the spell.
but it's
Here we go.
Let me cast.
Uh,
That doesn't explain what this.
the
I thought it did.
no worries. Yeah. I rolled the die. That was a 7 on a D8. For 13 total days. Will be your remaining travel time up to the kingdom of Volinar to start getting closer to the Elven nation.
Well, that's 17 plus, or 13 plus 7?
13 plus 7. Yeah, I miscalculated. That is 20 days of downtime. I will allow Jack Frost this to be a level up downtime if you so wish to take it now.
I absolutely would.
Go ahead, level up to level 7, and it very much works too. Of Jack, you're out in the field, quite literally, of hanging off the edge of the car, doing a lot of intricate magic, primeval waters. You're pushing yourself. You are training, so it works really well. So as RJ, you're starting to grab the stuff again, because Megamind, the robots you already sent off to Minion have made their way back. So it's never like you're losing robots when you send them for either sending spells or to take items back to New York. It just takes some time to get them back. So I know RJ's trying to figure out some stuff to start sending back. You guys. Spend takes about 20 days, but from Arcadia up to Volinar, or in the general vicinity. After enough time, you will break free of the mountain ranges and will be traveling through much more forested area and tundra. What you will notice, what I will give you, is I don't think I've ever sent the North American map. I will send you guys a map either after the session when I find it. You will have a pretty solid 20 square mile approximation of where you think the calamity would be. From having to go around doing the careful checks with all your sonar and radar and magic stuff, you will have about a 20 radius of what area this calamity is. As you approach Volinar is a city, from what you know from the books and what you've heard, that is along the coast of the Arctic Ocean. What you see, and this is a map I have ready that I can just send right now, is the map of Volinar, the city. Don't know why it's labeled wrong. I think I made that long ago. There we go. Sending the map in, this is the city you are heading to that you know enough about. Volinar lies northward, and it is a sprawling city of elven creatures. What you're noticing, of course, right now is it is a tiered system kind of built into the natural ice flow, and a river flows through it known as the Volinar River, what the city was named after. As you approach, though, this grand city, as you guys are about 50 miles out, you will all, no perception checks needed, see something very glaringly obvious. Volinar is currently protected by a giant shimmering bubble-like sphere that looks comparable to a treetop canopy. The arcane glyph and runes that shimmer down around the city glint off in green and wood and yellowish pattern, because surrounding the city for about a mile are legions of demons. There are catapults that are going off, hitting the barrier and exploding in fire, large chanting, raucous, demonic noises that occur. And easy enough as you guys are coming closer, because it's a pretty solid stretch of just barren land before you get there, right? Seeing the city grow in the distance over these 50 miles. The demons aren't getting in. Whatever shielded bubble they've got going on is pretty solid. Whatever magic is keeping the elves in here seems to have very much kept them under lock and key. But now there's just a lot of demons here.
Oh, good. This seems familiar.
This seems familiar. Good.
This might be an issue.
A little bit. Remind me, our goal is to get inside of this city?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, there's the insane option, which is I could cast Pass Without Trace on us, and we could just try to drive the invisible car through the point.
You know, you've done it before.
There's precedence. The party has done something very similar.
Well, and honestly, I could cast it, and I cup my hands over Dragon's ears, and I could have him fly off in the opposite direction, causing a scene. And
you make him bait?
Listen,
hey, look, I could go with the dragon.
Well, I think you guys would have seen in the last 20 days, like, most mornings, I, re-summon him, so, he's a real creature, but I can bring him back. Indefinitely.
Yeah.
Less of a familiar and more of a arcane creation.
Yes.
So that's one option. RJ, you were saying you could go off with the dragon?
Yeah, so I got Pass Without a Trace. I got all sorts of spells. I can mess up some stuff. I am nature's vengeance incarnate. Stuff like that.
Okay, good to know. How many demons are there?
Right, how many demons? It's a mile thick of demons, but they are spread out. This is not like a siege where they are on immediate assault. This is a siege of waiting, right? There are encampments kind of spread. You would assume if, like, as far as, like, scouting or preliminary... Again, the divine awareness and primeval awareness and all that stuff going off, you're looking at a solid chunk of demons, right? This is a pretty big encampment. You could even assume this may be where the demons have all been congregating, except for, like, very specific groupings in other continents and places.
So we definitely don't want to fight them head on.
No, like, this is like, you would want an army to fight them, and not an army of level 2 clerics of the Union, a well-trained militia with high powerful magics, just due to their size and nature right now.
Mm-hmm.
Merlin, can you come get me?
Dad, pick me up, I'm scared.
If I used Glyph of Warding and drew a giant spell of Dimension Door on the roof of my car,
Ooh.
how confident are we that it would help us pass through this magical barrier? Or do we think that I would cast Dimension Door with us in this car, and we'd crash into this wall and die?
And just
Either
go
way, it's gonna be fun.
90 miles an hour into a magical barrier, baby.
We're gonna DeLorean this.
DeLorean, this...
We've done crazier.
You've done great.
Exactly that.
I think because in a combination of if Dragon using RJ with Pass Without a Trace goes one way to cause a distraction to kind of make a path, like, man, yeah, I'm having flashbacks to when you guys made it to Arcadia. And of course, Megamind prepping a Glyph of Warding Dimension Door and just set the command the second you're close, it just puts you inside the city. Oh my gosh, that would work terrifyingly well. Shane, take a point of inspiration, because that was the bubble puzzle. Like, yeah, that gets you through the canopy. Oh my gosh.
He ain't got a big brain for nothing.
It got big brains.
I'm a plan guy.
Will still be, what I will say is, again, because Jack Frost will be staying in the car for Pass Without a Trace and Invisibility on the car, RJ can then keep Pass Without a Trace for himself and Dragon to just, like, go mess stuff up while still keeping out of people's sight.
Does RJ, do you have Dimension Door or Misty Step or... Okay, then we might take 2 hours and draw you a Dimension Door as well.
I have the key to Troll City that I stole, but that might work.
Yeah, a key to get down into Shadowfell and the Underdark, into Underdark, just that, like, little portal could help right here.
Go into the Underdark, walk 20 feet, and then come back out.
Well, or Shane, it is. Shane, were you saying that we set another Dimension Door Glyph of Warding, so after RJ's done causing chaos, he just goes and activates the secondary one?
Yeah, if it's on a Glyph of Warding, he could just have it on his person instead of on the car, and then just vamp himself in.
Can you move with Glyph of Warding? I thought it was limited to its casting area.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it depend on the item it's cast on?
It does. That's where it's like, if, because what you would need to do, if you're taking the time to put it on the car, it would work for the vehicle, of course. For RJ, what you could do is, like, say, hey, here's a secret little rock that we just hide with the glyph that you just go touch it. Like, yeah, it shouldn't be too crazy, there.
It could just be a rock that you carry around, couldn't it?
Let me double check the Glyph of Warding. Cause yeah, I'm trying to remember if it would, cause there's a certain size object, on a surface within an object. So yeah, within the car, covering the area of the surface no larger. Okay, yeah, wait. No, I'm thinking of this backwards. Yes, no. Because if you're choosing a small object right now, the object has to remain enough in place. So, for example, like putting it on a rock, you can't start moving the rock. Because you're putting on the surface of the car, it is a part of... Because the car is not technically an object, according to D&D. It is a surface vehicle. Yeah, that's where...
If we just happened to cast it on a rock that only moved 1 inch into an extra dimensional space,
then
that
Pringle
space, like, it doesn't really move, but we move.
That
and then we just pull it out of the extra dimensional space.
That would work, RJ. Putting a Glyph of Warding Dimension Door in the Pringle can doesn't affect that at all. You can move, and you've got it immediately on you. Versus for the rest of the party, you've already got a Dimension Door inside the car.
Okay.
Insane.
I'm just gonna go have some fun and murder some demons.
Yeah.
Have
RJ,
fun storming the castle.
go ahead. Give me just a performance check, we'll call it. Let's see the showmanship of it all in a performance check.
Have fun aggravating the horde.
Can Dragon give advantage?
Oh yeah, Dragon with that familiar kind of stat block can give advantage, RJ.
Perfect. Okay. So we're gonna fly over to the biggest group of demons. These are like ice demons, right? Like snowy, maybe, or is it just demons?
Indeed,
like...
their bodies are made of shadow, flesh, ice. Again, demons form their bodies in their environments right now.
And you say there's some catapults?
Yeah.
Okay, I would just like to drop a wall of fire on as many of those catapults and demons as possible.
Fortunate Son playing in the background as you napalm through.
And then, at any other point, like, let's say the wall of fire runs its course, just summon some lightning, sprinkle that around, maybe another wall of fire.
Dragon, full on this raccoon with eye paint and the bandana, wall of fires through.
Just wand of magic missile held at the hip.
Indeed, because the fire starts ripping through the catapults, as the demons are pretty much immune to fire. It's not like it's gonna kill, but suddenly magic missile starts peppering through the demons. They are in turmoil. Yeah, make this it is a performance check with advantage. Just this amazing spectacle of sheer shenanery here, RJ.
Oh, I'm gonna give myself guidance.
Yeah, guidance, yeah. Like, again, you are prepped and ready as Megamind behind the wheel, Jack Frost with the Pass Without Trace, and, of course, Puss in Boots Jim Lake Jr. with your Divine Sense, making sure, like, no demons get within 60 feet of the car.
It's an 11, but
11, it's more of the 11, it's not that this isn't a spectacle, it's just not doing, like, a ton of damage is really what it is. Like, it's that, like, causing a lot of chaos, but on an 11, Megamind, you put the car into gear, boom, and start taking through. As Puss and Jim, you start guiding through, Jack Frost keeping the overall magical cloak on you guys, and within minutes you are within 200 feet of the bubble. You see there's a good bit of room. It's not, thankfully, Megamind's not like, uh-oh, we're gonna hit like a wall if we try Dimension Door inside. You see, like, the bubble is about even 20 feet away from the wall of the city itself. So you're able to, the second you're within range, slam down on the gear, Dimension Door glyph goes off, and the car with its occupants shudders into the interior of the canopy.
Yay.
Megamind, insane plan that worked terrifyingly well. And RJ, of course, whenever you're done terrorizing the demons, who the problem is, again, it's you're not doing like a ton of like hit point damage wise, but between Pass Without a Trace and Stealth and Dragon, they just can't find you. It's again very much that like, what is happening? You guys will then find yourselves in Volinar, the Kingdom of the Elves. With that is where we'll take our quick 5-10 minute break. If you want to go get water, bathroom, stretch, we will be back then in just a few minutes. Welcome back. Thank you so much for your patience as we just take this little break for all you players. As we join back into where we picked back off, Megamind, you have just Tokyo drifted the invisible car inside the bubble barrier of Volinar, as RJ has just run a quick train of war crimes on the demons outside. But you all have made it in safely with no major issues. As you are within the walls, you guys can start rolling around, so to speak, or driving around to head to one of the main gates that you can kind of point on the map here. Because from where you came in, you were actually pretty close to the river entrance. And so you'll notice a bit to your right, there is what we would call the Merchant's Farthing area with a gate near it. As you approach, because you have Pass Without a Trace and Invisibility go off, eventually someone's going to have to poke their head out the window just to alert. You see a couple elves stationed on top of this gate area, and just to like help open the gate for you guys.
I think since I'm the most regular human looking of the party, I should probably do it so as to not freak them out with a big blue head or an orcish, half orcish frame.
Hey, raccoon, cat, blue, human.
It's made some things.
Yeah. Indeed. You roll down the window, poke your head out. Immediately, just that higher elven perception kind of triggers. You hear, sound the alarm! Something is brought in! A half man is climbing out of the Ethereum!
Oh, I'm a whole man. I'm a whole man, but I'm just, you only see half my man. Hi. I lean back into the car and I'm like, wait, guys, what am I saying to them? I don't talk to people, I talk to Tooth.
I just look at him and
open the gate for the car?
I just look at him really weird going, you talk to your teeth?
No, the Tooth Fairy. Okay, thanks, Jim. I lean back out and I'm like, can you guys open the gate? Let my car, or not my car, the car I'm in. Wow, I'm bad at this. Hey, we're here to help. Can you let us in?
Go ahead, make me a persuasion check of we're here to help, please open the gate. Just to see what they'll do first.
I have -1 to persuasion, so here we go.
Ooh, interesting.
That's an 8.
You now have advantage.
I'll say, yeah, Puss in Boots and Jim Lake Jr. can give the help action as you guys coach him. Like, no, say we're from the Union. Say we're from the Union.
That's a dirty 1. So I rolled an 8.
It's not a bad thing, but Jack Frost, you watch as these elves freak out as this dude has just kind of popped out of nowhere and been like, can you open the gate? And they're like, no! And
well, lightly armed.
Can I do damage control?
You can in just a second, because what you'll notice is an alarm is sounded. Not like a major one, but, you know, just that general alarm going off for the elves. And within a moment, there are a lot of elves knocking arrows, pointing at the spot where they can't see it, but the invisible car is, where at least Jack Frost was. You see a elf appears after a few minutes of them shouting, people asking for, like, identification. You see a dude walks up who looks much more official. Like, he seems to have a bit more raiment upon himself with different metal and sigil to denote him as more important. You see this elf. I am Rola Molestinia, captain of the guard. Please, reveal yourself, magic man, or we will open fire.
I'm gonna let
No.
Alright, who wants to handle it next? Puss in Boots, you want to go next?
A little bit, please.
Cool. Window rolls down. Puss in Boots, you climb out of seemingly nowhere onto the roof of the car. All the boats, like, taut, stretch. You hear them get tighter as all the elves draw once more.
Hello, my name is Puss in Boots, famed hero, member of the Union. We have an invisible car. That is how this is happening. We're here to help. Please don't shoot. And I'm gonna do like a persuasion, but because at the end I'm gonna take off my hat. The eyes thing. Give advantage, please.
I'll give it. I think it's flat right now, just because they are pretty tense. Because again,
What
it's
if
not,
I send the dragon out?
Or
to
roll
also
down
give
the
them
window and
time?
just like wave.
everyone starts putting arms out, kind of waving.
Disembodied hands just floating.
Megamind, you're muted.
That, my friend, is a 22.
A 24. Puss in Boots.
We're cool.
You see Captain Rolam, this elf, stops. You see he had his hand raised. He slowly lowers his hand, and you watch all the elves slowly unknock their arrows. See, Rolam, you are not a demon, correct?
No, I'm a cat. That is a man, as I point out to Jack. That is a blue alien, as it's like my arm. It's like that is like a half orc, half troll, guy. And there's like him, and it's like, and that is a chicken, but he looks like a raccoon. And it's like hard.
As you put, oh, Shane, you're muted.
We're still in an invisible car. You can't really point at us.
Well, that's what I was about to say.
People said that they were waving.
Well, some people are pointing, but it is that like
my disembodied arm.
it's that really freaky, like, they can't see it, but every so often appendages emerge from, like, this space. And so it's like, all right, this isn't going great. But you see this captain kind of, like, at least has orders men not to fire. Looks down. How did you make it inside of our canopy?
Dimension door.
Dimension door.
You see, he says,
Dimension door.
well, that proves it, because the canopy is meant that you should not be able to magically teleport in unless you are not celestial or fiend.
Oh, we hate those guys.
Right. Oh yeah, no. We don't like those guys either.
Wait, are they not smart enough to just like pay mercenaries to teleport in and?
You see, the captain kind of calls down, there's much I can tell you. Here, open the gate. Bring your strange, ethereal appendages inward.
Can we show them the car now, Megamind?
No.
Oh, the car's
We're
like,
never uninvisible.
it's
No,
constantly
can
invisible.
we throw some snow on it or something so they see the outline of the car?
No.
No.
Alright.
It's just this constant... It's the best and worst item, because thankfully Megamind had enough frame of mind to make a ping, like a little key fob to find it. Because
Find my car.
if you lose this car, it's gone. Like, it's invisible. Again, you guys remember, you had to send out, like, waves of chickenborn throughout Metro City. Like, okay, just keep moving until you find the car. As the gate opens, Megamind, you pull inside, and Captain Rolam is waiting for you. This elf seems very ageless, as kind of elves always tend to look, but definitely a little more older, wiser. Closer cut hair, you see it's very like dusty brown right now, as he kind of stares at you guys. His eyes have that slightly yellowish tint as he looks at you all. I'm Captain Rolam, head of the Outer Rings. May I have your names and purpose here in this city?
My name is Puss in Boots. We are here to help. We are adventurers. We don't like celestials or fiends either, so we're pretty chill. We're pretty fine.
I'm gonna roll down my window and then kind of like stick my arm out and then put down some sunglasses We are representatives of the Union, the newly formed god.
Oh, that's it.
You see,
And I'm kind of here on behalf of the Guardians as well.
Yes, he gets for the moon.
you say these are. Oh yeah, Jim.
Oh, I was just laughing at Megamind going, the moon.
The moon.
He speaks for the moon.
You guys have said two.
I am the Lorax. I
Speak for the trees.
RJ just puts on a bright blonde mustache.
The insane. Now I just need art of a raccoon, but that looks like the Lorax. Of just like,
Alright, where's the ad? Need it, guys.
Where's the ad?
He's covered in Cheeto dust.
He's Cheetos,
That's why he's
yeah.
orange.
Pringle and Cheeto dust making that like furry.
Candy mustache.
That's why he's completely
No.
orange. It's Cheeto dust.
RJ going full environmentalist when he finds out that like potato chips come from potatoes, which is a plant. So now he's all like for protecting the earth because that's where the
RJ joined Just Stop Oil and covered himself in orange powder.
Just what I'll say is for Megamind and Jack Frost, two very important statements said. As you say, we are from the Union, the newly formed god, and you say representative of the Guardians from the moon. You see that Captain Rolam has a bit of recognition in his eyes as he has heard of these things. You see he goes, you are the champions that our oracle prophesied were on their way. Excellent. Please then, come with me. The oracle said you should keep your vehicle parked here. You see he like does that double back to be like, as you will be needing it at this gate.
Okay. That's fine with me. I grab Dragon like he's a briefcase and I step out.
Like step it, yeah.
Scrap neck.
Indeed, as you guys, Captain Roland will start helping lead you guys, because you see the invisible car definitely won't make it through a lot of the city. It's a lot narrower streets. Think very much European countries where they have a lot of those very tiny roads where like you can bike and walk and little carts, but like the invisible car would just get gridlocked so fast.
I have everybody move out of the way and I do a 3-point turn and completely turn it around so that we can make a fast,
Yes.
straightforward.
So the second,
Pull it through.
right back through the gate for sure, Megamind. That's super smart to prep that.
You should also probably lock the car.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I like to think that like it's like all this preparation and it's just like the car. You gotta lock the car.
If anybody touches it, they can get shocked.
Well, I mean that's
Minor, but still.
Captain Roland will help lead you through Volinar. Past the merchants farthing into the second ring. You're starting to notice in the second ring you enter what's known as the Crown Ward, where the first ring you're noticing was a lot of people. Second ring, a lot of shops, a lot of stuff where people can live, buy and trade. And eventually you make it to the third ring, this highest point of the city, with Drake's Tower Ward, this very nice looking houses, very grand stuff. What you'll notice is there is no major skyscrapers. Like, you're not seeing like tall buildings, nor are you seeing like any definite like palace like some of you may be used to. Captain Rolam seems to just be leading you through a lot of the same of the still very nice architecture, looks to have been around for a while, but eventually leads you down into what we know as the Black Grove district, closer to the end, and towards a very nice single level house. Maybe what you could call a bit of a villa. You see it sitting here, definitely seems to have courtyard spreading to the back, other smaller buildings. You see Rolam will bring you close. As you approach, there is a bunch of guards standing out here, other captains. You see Rolam says, I've brought the foretold champions of the Oracle. The two captains will step aside, and you see Rolam turns. Enter. You will be able to now meet with our king and queen. Please, of course, mind your manners, but I expect we will see each other again.
Probably when you're arresting us for not minding our manners.
As Rolam gives you guys that just like polite, kind of just like head bow, he heads off, and you guys are free to enter the villa. Inside the villa, you see it's a very nice place. Beautiful wood and silver lane architecture and furniture. Inside, though, in a grand courtyard, is a big stone table where there are 4 people sitting at it. These elves, you will notice, are each in their own right dressed decadently. You can spot the king and queen pretty quickly, though they do not wear crowns. They are dressed in very fine robes, beautiful signet rings upon their hands. Sitting to their right is an elf in full plate armor, very Lord of the Rings, that intricate scale plate that kind of chinks down in that cool goldeny silver design. And of course, to the left of the royalty is an elf who is clothed in just a simple coat, but whose eyes are fractaling prisms of multicolor spectral light that you can tell sees not only yourselves, but deeper inside of you.
Revealing.
Oracle, yeah. You see the 4 do not say anything as you guys enter, but simply allow you guys to kind of walk into this courtyard area.
I think I have Dragon land, because he's probably been flying around, because he just recently gained use of his wings. And I think I have him land and, respectfully, when, cats stretch out, Puss in Boots would know, when they, stretch out their front paws, very much like that, and then just, plop down in front of us, he's bowing on our behalf, where it's I don't know how formal this is supposed to be, so it's there's a bow, we've bowed.
Gotcha.
I'll take off my hat, give it a little flourish.
Puss in Boots, a little flourish of the hat.
I do a big fancy bow after flicking my cape.
Very nice.
Nice.
I'll just, fist to chest, soldier salute. Your Majesties.
Nice.
I'll stop picking my nose.
Full
I stick RJ so that he falls on his knees.
Yes.
Got his sleight of hand.
bow.
No, I want to make an acrobatic trick to kick the back of his knee or something so that he heals.
You I'll say you won't be able to make the check. You just kind of RJ and Puss in Boots start kicking each other because it's kick you. It's don't kick me, I'll kick you. What you will see is the male elf, the king, kind of looks forward. Welcome. I am King Galen Raminor. I am currently the head of state of Volinar. This is my wife and partner, Oberyn Waisden, our general, Ruinar Ilriel, and, of course, the Oracle, Ered Enwin. You see each of them give you cordial bows and greetings. When Ered is introduced, you see the Oracle kind of looks up and very much is in many places at once, but you see goes, yes, second set of champions. 3 sets to remain. You have come at the time of the canopy. Excellent. And you see this elf kind of goes back to marking notes in this little leather journal it keeps. You see the king. Our oracle has foretold of your coming, and of course we have heard from the man in the moon, of the champions and your noble quests. Please, sit with us, eat, and tell us how we may assist you.
Oh, I mean, I guess we'll jump right in, right? We're looking for a shovel.
No?
Is that not the goal anymore?
Not the goal.
No, that's the
Prowl.
We are looking for an artifact that has been told to grant wishes that we may use in this fight.
Looking for a few things.
Ensure the safety of the realm, along with humanity.
You see, the Queen Auburn kind of sits forward. You seek the trowel. I have heard tale and seen record of this item. I know it exists close to here. I would assume that this may be the reason why our enemies are even at our door as well, and have been for many months. But the trowel, unfortunately, we do not have much lead on. We have never had need of wish spells or powerful cosmic energies.
But it's in the city.
You see, the Queen Auburn goes, the city may be a general statement, rather that the path to the trowel lies somewhere in our city. It could be very likely to be underground, or even southward back into the mountains. But, and you see she kind of looks over at the oracle. As fate has dictated, we do have enough credence that books have written of the trowel's existence here.
So that's likely what the demons are after, is the library detailing.
You see the king nods. Yes, we have much to be destroyed by demonic forces. We assumed that when the first champions to arrive here through the noble sacrifice of Nicholas, that we may have dissuade the demons from their assault, but we could not have been prepared for further assault with the breaking of the second and third seals and releasing of the calamities.
So, is this... Did Nicholas St. North pass in this city then, protecting these borders?
You see the general kind of sits forward. General Runar, I personally marched with him. The speed runners, as they called themselves, were here merely a day. But in that time, they pushed for the encampment on the west side of the city, but we were not prepared for the sin of gluttony to appear and attack so ferociously. Do you know of Nicholas?
Yeah, I've spent the better part of my life with him as a mentor to me, in many ways.
You see the general kind of like gives a nod and a bit of a signal, and a guard nearby behind you guys walks out. The general, he was a brave fighter and a good man. We mourn his loss and mourn with you.
I appreciate that. Do you have his body by chance?
As you say that, bit of crestfallen look on the general. Unfortunately, gluttony does not leave behind much in terms of remnant. It completely disintegrated his body, his items, everything. In fact, all we really have, and you see at this point, guard has come back with a ornate box that opens it, is this. And you see he pulls out that Russian fur hat that Nicholas wore, that they left when they were dining at this very hall months ago. You see they bring out the hat, kind of set it in front of you guys, and you see the general looks at you, Jack, just... As a guardian, it is only fitting that you may keep this. We held it in case anyone came back to claim it.
It would mean a great deal to me. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead. You can add Santa's hat to your inventory. As you pick that, you see the king turns. Kind of looks back to Megamind and Jim Lake Jr. because you see says, but if I remember, you said there were other objectives you had in our city.
Yes. One of them is, and then I slide up the drawing of that shape. Something that looks like this, made of wood. I think it was made of lead or metal. Whatever material the astrolabe is, I say that material.
You see the king kind of ponders on this. I do not know of an object off of my head that is this. It could be a token, an effigy of some sort. And if you don't know the material, that might be difficult, but it does seem to be ancient. You see the king will kind of take the drawing and hand it over to the oracle. And you see the oracle takes it, and you see the king very, slow and steady, just, Arid, what do you see on this drawing? The oracle will look, old items, old spells, knowledge long past, but now remembered, yes. And he kind of looks up, blinking, and you see he almost goes cross-eyed for that half second as he kind of zeroes in on RJ. Yes, you hold the astrolabe. The astrolabe found to you, possessed from an old archfey.
Yes.
What now?
You hold the astrolabe. You do not know its design. Present it, noble animal.
Noble.
No.
I wouldn't say that.
Anyone
Covered in cheese dust.
noble creature. As I pull up the astrolabe,
You hold it up. You see the oracle. Impeccable design. Yes,
Thank you.
indeed.
I work out.
This is ancient spells and technology you hold. But to gather what I see, and you see the oracle stops for a second. A book. I see a book. One may gain.
Can I lay out the books that I have? The monster one and the other one? These?
Magics around the world, beings most evil. You see the oracle. No. Tome in our libraries. Yes.
Ooh.
One holding an image. And you see he then takes both, kind of the astrolabe in one hand and the, drawing in the other. One to combine both. One for a spell. You will find this here. He'll hand back paper to Megamind, astrolabe. You see the oracle then looks at you, Jim, and gets a really pained look on his face. You are hidden. Greatly hidden. I cannot see your future. You see his eyes start flaring. You're noticing the pupils start dilating and contracting heavily as he just your fate is your fate is.
I try too hard.
As the oracle eventually kind of slumps back in his chair. You are a well-hidden creature, Jim Lake Jr. I cannot see upon your future. But, and you see he points a finger towards the amulet in the armor, but you carry the burden of the seal.
We all have those amulets, correct? Or is this a different one?
This is, because the amulets you have are on these necklaces. The Amulet of Daylight is a beautiful, almost like a pocket watch that is kind of baked into Jim's armor right now. This, almost like an emblem of a, what we know, a symbol of Merlin, actually. This kind of cool circular design. But Jim, if you needed more proof between the Enochian amulet and your new paladin auras, not even Oracle can scry upon you, see you, or determine your future. This is
kind of wild, but that was also the goal. So
that was the goal. Like, you got to be the you are the most interesting person in this reality, and you don't want people to know that.
I am Waldo. Just kidding.
I am Waldo now.
Look at me.
Look
I
at
am
me.
Waldo now.
We figured out who Waldo is.
Oh yeah, Waldo is Kane. Like Kane
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So he's Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Bigfoot, Kane, Waldo. Yeah.
And he's got one of the amulets that we have. So he's able to hide.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yes, indeed. Kane. The whole reason is the party was able to figure out Mordred, once descendant of, had these that Kane has used to keep himself off the grid. As you guys then, the Oracle turns, you see the king then will kind of place a hand on the back to his side and say, "Yes, it seems you have need of our libraries, and of course it seems you could use with rest and relaxation while you are here, to as much time." You see then the king will stand. Queen Oberyn remains seated, same with the general and the oracle, but you see the king says, "I shall take you to the entrance of the great library. But be warned, inside the library you will find more than just knowledge. We hold a great vault here. The Library of Volinar stretches deep underground. It is the roots of our city, as the canopy is our protection. Inside these roots are tunnels that have laid dormant for millennia." And you see the king kind of will just start leading you guys out towards the library.
Neato.
Is there stuff, as you guys head through the city, do you have any other questions either for, the king, or just stuff you want to start looking around?
I would like to see if there are ways for me to buy or somehow get my hands on, boots of Elvenkind, clothes of Elvenkind, stuff like that.
Yeah. RJ, give me just a quick investigation, just that, as you're going through, okay, let's see, who's selling what can we grab?
I might even pay for it. Maybe. Probably.
Twist my arm.
There's any fun shops to buy things at?
Yeah, right.
But I got the fun.
Give myself guidance.
Yeah, giving yourself guidance, for sure.
That's only a natural 20 plus guidance for a total of 29.
Rats. RJ, they just sold every single magical item in the city, wouldn't you know? On a nat 20 RJ, easy money, there is a shop selling, indeed, boots of Elvenkind, cloaks of Elvenkind. There are elven bows, which are those nice +1 magic bows. It's some solid stuff here. As you guys, RJ, it's very much, you are this bloodhound for, items and cool things. So it's very much as you're walking, wait a second, brush off you brush off the Cheeto mustache and you just start, what's that, RJ? Little Timmy has a magic item in the well. You make your way.
Item from Timmy and push him back in.
Yeah, right.
As you should.
Timmy.
Yeah, poor Timmy. King Gallen will kind of walk with you. Yes, of course. We offer many wares in the city, as all of you will see some pretty cool stuff. Specifically, of course, boots of Elvenkind, cloaks of Elvenkind, if anyone's interested in trying to buy some of those. Jack Frost, you will
I'd like
notice.
to look at
Oh, sorry, yeah, Jim.
at some point. I'd want to look at jewelers at some point, but that can probably wait.
Yes, of course. Yeah,
Like,
Jim, because
while we're-
until you can start beating up Death again to get your ring back, yeah, you need something. You got to get that ring.
Yeah.
That is the goal. I know.
His way back, but freaking traitor.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Buy one myself.
Hey,
Fashion way.
hey, Eleanor. How much do you like your boss?
What are you planning to do to piss him off? That's my question.
Look. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if Death can die, but like, I wouldn't mind if he did.
Well, the thing is that he's more of a, not a god per se, but he is, you know, like, an entity that, you know, exists. So if you kill Death, like,
I
one guy,
someone's got to put him in line.
Put him down.
Well, somebody else took up Death's reins. Meow.
Not sure if that is the option, but I think by force is probably not able to. And you see, like, Poos is like, this is Eleanor explaining, he's trying to say within the lines of, like, I agree, he's a bit of an ass, but I feel like the best way is if I try and shoot and be like, retire, you know what I mean?
If
Like, shooting to a level 20 paladin and then saying, like, I can, you know, you can retire now, you know?
I see.
yeah.
Obviously somebody,
Or we
but
kill
that's
him.
kind of what Poos is inferring.
Yeah, right.
Please don't murder the entity of this before I can get a foothold in that door, you know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm. It leaves a pretty big power vacuum.
Yeah, a
Uh,
little bit.
Jack Frost, something I will point out, let alone the boots and cloaks here. When I say bows, I do mean how I usually run them. The strings to the bows are +2 and 3. Something where to your current bow made of your staff, you could, if you wanted to, either purchase, barter, make your bow like a +1 or +2 right now.
Absolutely. I think I would walk up. Just to lob it to you, I do want to have somebody look at Santa's hat to see if there's anything going on with that. But for the bow itself, I think I walk up to the stall after RJ's already been through there and completely whirlwinded getting the things that he wants.
Yeah, right.
So, price for these things?
Yes, pulling that up right now. The price right now for a Cloak of Elven Kind, right now will run you about 1,000 gold pieces. The Boots of Elven Kind run you about 600 gold. So for a full set, though, you get a discount for only 1,400 gold for getting a cloak and boots.
So I have 10.
Jack, right, I've been...
How much gold do I have? I do also have a rock from
I'm
the
walking around with 14,000.
yeah.
You want some, I'll buy it for you, Jack. If you see Puss is like, I got you.
Yeah. Jack Frost, you missed on the big money session, so... but hey, you...
I have 27,000.
Sorry.
Yeah,
The entire history of Europe.
I think everyone has about 250,000, so like, yeah, upwards of 25,000.
Yeah, a lot of mine is with my chickens.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Help and train them.
Yeah, so we put like a couple of millions into New York and we only took out a few thousand.
Yeah,
Into their economy going.
yeah, the Union very much got a big economic boost early campaign. So yes, Puss in Boots, you can help buy for Jack Frost here. In terms of getting the bow, actually, go ahead, Jack Frost, make me just a quick investigation check. Let's see maybe some of the better stuff you could find here.
Yeah, for sure.
And for RJ and anyone else who wants to buy the 1,400 gold, like, double boots and cloak combo, they do come in all shapes and sizes again. So like Jim Lake Jr., you don't have to worry about like, rats, my cape looks like a bib because I'm a half troll. Like, it's enough like, oh, you can get like a double XL kind of cape and boot. For Puss in Boots RJ, if you're looking, they do have stuff for your sizes as well.
Tell me what these things. Sorry.
Yeah. So, in basic, to kind of boil it down,
I just looked them up.
Oh, awesome! Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Boots of Elfenkind allow you to have advantage on stealth checks made while moving, like trying to move silently. So it's useful. And then Cloak of Elvenkind, while you wear this cloak with its hood up, perception checks made to see you have disadvantage, and you have advantage on stealth checks made to hide.
Okay. Sick.
That'll be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these do require attunement.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Cloak of Elvenkind is attunement. And then let's look at the boots again.
The boots, I think, are free. I don't think the boots require attunement, which is helpful. Jack Frost, what did you get for your investigation?
I rolled a 4.
Ah, rats. Best you're finding here, Jack, is some bowstrings that would offer a +2 bonus, which is still really helpful, especially this kind of portion of a campaign, where to get that, it's only going to run you about 8,000 gold pieces if Puss in Boots wants to foot that bill, because it's just like really nice stuff. And you're noticing, again, Elven made. Jack, you think your bow would break again before the string would. This is laced out of very fine sinew silk wool, like woven in intricate, like 1,000-layer weave, where this bowstring is just solid stuff. That's gonna help for those grabbing the boots and cloaks, of course, and you can get one or the other. You don't have to do like the combo deal.
So,
there.
Or did I roll an investigation to see if there's anything
Yeah, make
hidden in the
mine.
corner behind something?
Go for
Can
it.
I kind of see if there's anything that would help me as a paladin, like better armor or...
Yeah.
Oh, God, kidding. It slid on a nat 20, and then it flipped to an 8 right there.
Right. Megamind. It's also that, like, yeah, these, the elves seem to be selling just a lot of boots, bows, cloaks, nothing crazy. Puss in Boots, what did you get? It's rolling right now, I see.
I should have done a persuasion check. Ask the guy for his best wares. Where's he hide the good stuff?
Yeah.
On the battlefield. Wait, what did I roll? Also, I'd be able to look for some hide or something, just medium armor that doesn't impose disadvantage. Because right now I'm rocking, scale mail.
Yeah.
So all of my stuff is rough. That would be the mixed railroad.
Yes, easy enough there. Because that's just a basic. You'll be able to find either some hide or leather, whatever you really need there, Jack, to help give some of that nicer medium armor buffs. Puss in Boots, currently with the highest investigation with a 10. You're noticing, investigate just in the shop for any other like better oddities. So yeah, Jim Lake Jr., if you want to make one as well for like that, hey, we're seeing the usual like what's underneath the rack, what's in the in a brief little shopping episode here.
I would like to look for like a dex-based weapon.
Yeah, dex-based weapons would be handy.
Yeah, you should wear boots and get a rapier and a cape.
Hey!
Hey, wait, that's my brand.
Investigation, you say?
Investigation, I say.
With guidance, of course.
Of course, of course. A horse, of course.
Horse, of course.
Oh, 12.
12. So, 2 12s, 10, 8, 4. It's, you guys are noticing it's like, okay, yeah, like, the elves may have crazy stuff, but they're not like holding out on you.
Store. We're not even the right store.
Guys.
The 8 was technically a 14.
Oh, the 8 was technically a 14.
And they had a +6.
Gotcha, Megamind. I apologize.
So if that gives a little boost to
anything going on, yeah. Megamind. There is some on a 14. You will notice something. Back of the store, kind of with like the bow area where Jack Frost is probably now, like you're stringing your bow, testing it out, like seeing what the proper tension you need. Megamind, you'll notice that there are a few other smaller weapons here. Nothing crazy that you guys would like need. Like there's just some like really nice daggers. There is a long sword or two. Unfortunately, nothing like +1 or 2 bonuses, just more like elven made for the nicer craftsmanship. But on 14 Megamind, you will see there is a sign that looks to offer where you could talk to the shopkeeper, and they apparently do commission weapons. Where like if you talk to them, they could make something.
Oh, I'm gonna point that out to everybody.
Gotcha.
I'm just like, oh, by the way. And then I talk to the guy, and I'm like, you should probably put that sign in a more readily available spot so that you can get, like, more people being able to see it and then commission stuff. Just a little marketing advice.
You see this elf who was sitting here, like, kind of like carving something into some wood, looks up. What sign?
The one saying that you make commissions.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about it. I'm just an employee. No, that's the owner, I guess, put that up. Yeah, I guess I could move it to the front of the store. You see this dude, like, says on his project, brushes wood shavings off, and just, like, he moves the sign, like, halfway forward in the store, so now the sign is above, like, the boot section. And just, like, yeah, alright, that sounds good.
Jack's like, wow, custom boots.
Custom boots!
Custom baby seal leather boots.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Custom boots.
Workers, Megamind, we're just gonna try and grab you a little.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what you guys find here in a bit of the Elven Market here, heading on through. And if everyone's got all the stuff they either were going to buy or look for, King Gallon will keep leading towards the library. Yes, Jack Frost.
I'm so sorry. I've been rolling really poorly, so if I've missed the boat, that's fine. But I guess since we moved the commission sign up, I'm really feeling the lack of flight recently, as I'm now back in the world. I'm working at, like, I'm not just holed up in the North Pole. Not being able to fly is rubbing me the wrong way, so I think I'd be looking for, like, winged boots or
Gotcha.
a way to get them eventually.
Yes.
And then also Santa's hat, if there's anybody who could, like, identify it, or, if it's just a hat, it's just a hat, but Santa always had one, another trick, so.
Yeah. I will say, does Megamind have identifier, or am I going crazy?
You're going crazy. I don't think I have it.
I'm insane.
It was
Claire. Oh, right.
Claire and our wizard boy
And Merlin. Yeah. Why did yeah. All right. They're the ones with the identify spell. I would say anyone who wants to could make an Arcana check on Santa's hat. This kind of, fun Russian fur hat.
I'm rolling for it, but it's a -1. It's a 14.
Interesting. Megamind with a much higher 19 currently. Oh,
Yeah.
RJ.
Oh, yeah? Well, I got a nat 1.
RJ, this hat is a hat of holding. This has got to be where Santa put all his presents, obviously.
I immediately try to steal it or think of a time when I couldn't just say.
Start like raccoon.
Yeah, dragon just like bites you.
Yeah. Puss in Boots, that is a 2. Yeah, Puss, it's that like you don't think it's a bag of holding butt on too. It's like, that's got to just be a hat, right? Like, I mean, not everything's got to be magical. As you guys kind of look through, Megamind, you do a precursory, and it's the fun flavor of Megamind. You have your little scanners in the Hollow Watch. You take dimensions. On a 19 Megamind, you're getting the very strong impression that this hat is not innately magical. That most of what you're noticing is the magic that may reside in the hat is from the... I don't know a better word to use besides residue of Santa Claus.
It's his magic dandruff.
The magic dandruff and hair follicles that are left. Megamind, you notice it's like... It gives enough of like, yeah, this hat had a magical being possessed of it, but on its own, the hat doesn't seem to possess like any immediate qualities to say like, ah, well, this is a cap of intellect or something to that effect, right?
Yeah. I relay said information, but do say, well, maybe the particles can help.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Santa be revived at some point.
I pop the hat on my head.
Sweet.
You got the Santa lights.
Mark down, you have a condition, double dandruff? No, I'm kidding.
Double called Elves.
Double. Yeah, Santa Claus has enough dandruff for 3 people, and so with proper hygiene comes down to 2. I'm sorry, that's gross. I'll stop.
It's not snow. It's not snow.
It's oh gosh. Jack Frost, as you put this on, in terms of flying, what I'll give you based on just the party's checks, you are noticing, of course, there is a lot of boots here, and maybe it's something about the sign saying custom commission, just ask, with the sign now being in the boot section. You've heard of boots of flying or things. They're never like permanent, unfortunately. I mean, it just kind of lets you get in the air for a certain amount of time per day. So it's that, like, could be helpful, but you might have to commission it.
Hey, Puss.
Yes?
Do you wanna... If I were to ask how much it is to get a pair of boots commissioned, would you bankroll me?
Yeah, I got you.
Thanks.
Like a very honest one, not.
You're like the best friend I've ever had. I've known you for 3 weeks and you've already spent like 10,000 gold on me.
Yeah. 10,000 on the bow, a couple here and there.
I mean, I guess
right? And it's like a montage of like me trying to genuinely be your friend across the road trip, but you're like, no, this, money.
This. Cash.
It's this. This is the only thing you've ever done for me.
Cash proves that you are a friend. Yeah.
If nobody opposes to the little bit of extra time, then I think I would just see how much it would be to commission a pair of boots, and then, you know, obviously we wouldn't get them until later. But.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the last things then before heading out in the store, you grab the employee who immediately went back to his project, kind of looks up. Oh, sorry, what?
Boots. Boots for winging. I mean, winging... Push.
Winged boots.
These and winged boots. Boots for flying.
Oh, yeah, we don't sell those. We don't have any in stock.
It's that you have a sign that says you commission.
You see this minimum wage employee looks, right, yeah. Kind of gets that, like, sigh of a dude. It's like, oh, I have to do my job. And it's like, all right, I guess let me pull out, we're going to need a boot form. Pulls out a stack of papers. All right, what's your name?
Jack Frost.
Okay, shoe size?
I look down at my bare feet.
You're like,
I'm like, I don't know.
That, like, Who's pulls out like a little measuring tape and goes, that, or like something like that.
All right,
10 and a half. Grow into it.
base order commission of item, winged boot. We're gonna add in. It's gonna take probably 2 days. to get that ready. Cost and labor, ordering of parts and the magical embodiment into the item. You see the dude does a bunch of just like through this form, eventually circles big number. You're looking at about 11,000 gold.
Insight check. Is it really that much?
Yeah, make an insight check, please.
Hold on, we have to wait for the next
A lot of gold.
He's asking for a custom magic item. That makes sense.
I would offer the
Can I
help
not
action.
use that one? Because it was on an 18, but it's counting a 2.
You have lucky.
You have lucky, and of course, Jack Frost is also offering a help action, which makes sense. Is Jack like, yeah, is this like fair?
I'm like, this is your money, so if it seems right to you.
Well, now that's just the dice being mean. It was on a 19 and it gave you what?
Lucky.
Lucky.
Oh, lucky.
First lucky.
Roll the
With
luck.
guidance.
Lucky.
With guidance.
Guidance.
With guidance, yes.
You gotta love the party comes together in the big moments when the BBG's about to fall, when the art roleplay moment, and of course, hey, are we getting ripped off? Because like, I'll help action if you guidance. Jim's gonna use divine awareness, and Megamind's gonna give a luck point, and we're all gonna really make sure that we get a fair price on these boots.
Turns it from sucky to less sucky. How's a 12 looking?
On a 12, with guidance,
That's guidance.
Puss in Boots on a 12. You think it's actually probably like this is the base price because this employee, you're noticing the 11,000. You're insightful enough to see like, that's the math calculation where he wrote in like, okay, based on shoe size, part order, like it is on the floor. It looks pretty much like it might be 11,000 because again, it is like a custom item through this store that might be their like business model of like how much they wanted a markup. But on a 12, it's at like probably a fair enough price where you would find for getting it custom made, and it would only take 2 days, which is wild.
And we're in a city that's under siege, so...
Yeah, right?
Hey, Puss is gonna go like, okay, so, sounds good. What's, the total then for him? And points to Jack.
Yeah,
No,
11,000.
we're write down the total so I know what.
Oh, because, yeah, 11,000 and from the bow for that 10,000. Mark down 21,000 gold pieces.
Wait, the bow you said was only 8.
Oh, the bow was 8, excuse me. Where'd I get 10? Never mind.
Yeah, where
Oh,
did you get
I know where I got 10. It's from a different item that you guys didn't notice.
And you said march down and then still gave a higher price.
Yeah.
march down to?
Do you
Literally
want,
the Black Friday deals this past week.
do you have that much money? Because I don't have 21,000 gold.
How much gold do you give to the chickens?
Okay, I donated a significant portion of my gold for coup in Metro City.
Yeah.
There's the
I
problem.
still get the solid amount on me.
Are you still gonna have to?
Yes.
It is at this moment
I
that
think
RJ,
I just want to make sure you're not like broke.
Yeah,
at
right.
this moment that RJ board will go invisible and try to steal a cloak.
What's the number?
Gotcha. A total of 19,000 gold. RJ, go ahead, give me... Yeah, sleight of hand.
Did you do
With
pass
advantage,
that first?
because I'm invisible.
Yep, advantage.
Okay, that's kind of crap, but it's okay. A 17. This guy's
17.
not paying attention.
He's not, he's kind of just struggling to do the only job he has right now, which is wild. He just kind of seems very, like, ennui of, like, I don't really care what I'm doing, so, RJ, you slip a small little cloak off the rack there. As Jack Frost, you get a little invoice number that they put to you. He says, Bring that back. I might not be working then, but present that in at least 2 days. You could probably check in, like, let's see, what's today? In, like, a day and a half. Tomorrow at close, but, like, I doubt we'll have it ready by then, so...
Can we pay in advance? Was it...
Oh, yeah, you are paying in advance. Sorry, invoice, no, I just realized invoice is the wrong word. He's giving you a receipt for this with the confirmation number to say, like, this is what Jack needs to get that item.
Nick, let's go to that library.
Yeah.
I know that we are just about to leave, and I'm so sorry. This man sold jewelry.
Yeah.
That's okay.
They do sell jewelry. You're noticing...
I'm so sorry, everyone.
I love...
Yeah,
No,
worry.
this is like any
I had my
shopping.
moment.
This is any time you go shopping with friends. You're like, yeah, do you want to go to the food court now? And someone goes, wait, I was gonna go. And like, yeah, no, you're good. Jim Lee Jr., there is some jewelry here. Lot of different elven-made design. You're seeing everything from like really nice rubies, emeralds, some silver inlays, some gold.
I just want to look at rings, and I want to see if they have anything with diamonds and purple.
Diamonds and purple.
Those are my stipulations.
People in a minute.
I'm just gonna make a bit of a luck check, see what they got in stock. That's a nat.
Wait, you were here. Jim proposed with the wish ring.
That death stole.
Yeah.
That death dog. Yeah, it's
Yeah. We also didn't go back and tell Claire that she didn't lose the ring.
No, so I couldn't remember if we had done that or not. Jim absolutely would have done that
Yes.
in the 8 hours that we were like chilling.
when Megamind
Yeah,
was resting. That's
There's a reason why we want your boss dead.
Because I thought we had, like, gone a few
Yeah.
decent miles
Can you
away before that
imagine,
happened.
like, you give a ring, you leave, and then forget? No, yeah, Jim for sure would have done that. I totally allow that. On a natural 20, Jim Lake Jr., you are looking through all of the rings, and they are coming in all shapes and sizes, gemstones, and you are getting increasingly frustrated as you're not finding a purple diamond motif. You're getting closer, like, okay, here's a purple, but that's an emerald, which is nice, but like not the complementary I want. You find some diamonds, but it's like, okay, that's just a gauche, like diamond rose looking thing. Like, that's not what I want. Eventually, you will get the attention of King Gallon, the Elf King, who's just been very politely waiting for you guys to shop, who will walk over. And I'll say, this is while, like, Jack Frost, you're, like, doing the order forms, and RJ is slipping the cloak. You see, the King, though, walks over. I did not know you were a purveyor of such fine jewelry.
Oh, well, I'm not usually, but I'm looking for something special.
You see the King. Do tell. As you see, he shows, again, he's not wearing a crown. He's got fun rings and stuff. You see this dude is like, what is the occasion? Does it mark a important birth, a grand battle, a token of others?
Oval. More like hope for the future.
You see Gallon gets a little look in his eye. He may have suspicion, but he'll never know for sure. You see, hope for the future. Of course, there are some lovely designs. What stones are you looking at? Colors?
The purple ones are amethyst, right?
Yeah,
And
purple. Yeah.
Diamonds?
So an amethyst diamond, you see King Gallon does look as well, and you see eventually also noticing the lack of this specific combination, at least like immediate stock. You know that, like, okay, we looked at the glass cases, not seeing it. The King stops. It seems that our time of siege has run low some of our stocks, but you see he looks down. He will take off a ring on his middle finger that you see is a diamond surrounded by encrusted amethyst to look almost like a blooming flower. You see he takes this. Is this something that would fit your fancy?
Your Majesty, I couldn't possibly take one of your own.
You see...
That's too kind.
King Gallon...
I could.
Yeah, RJ just like through the air, mine, and just gone. No, you see, Jim. King Gallon gives a smile. My city has been well protected by champions such as yourself and your friends. And we all, as he places the ring in your hand, could use hope for the future. Take this, noble troll hunter, and bring hope. You see...
Thank you. I'm in your debt.
The king just proposed to.
Wait! Oh no, Jim! You were just proposed to by the king. No.
Wait a minute.
In their culture, you're married.
Yeah. You see, yeah, I'll say that's what a nat 20 for a ring gives, because I was like, I'll make a luck check. Yeah, you get the coolest one, I guess. Jim, you've got a really good ring now. This is this is like more than an engagement band like the last one. This is like a ring. This is like, ooh, this is a good one. As you all have our fun little shopping spree. You're good. You guys, King Gallon will then lead you through Volinar to the library. As you all head through, he takes you through the third ring. You will notice at this time the sun is getting very low in the sky. This far north, of course, that means it's probably just about noon. Just, you know, how the rotation of planets are. But it is still that level of, like, yeah, it's getting dark. Like, this is something that we don't love to see in campaigns. But moving your way through the Drake's Tower Ward across the Volinar River, crossing these little bridges in this town, the king will bring you all the way to a beautiful looking building that looks to be heavily guarded. There are about 10 elves standing guard at the gate here. And what you're noticing is that it looks like a tomb, honestly. It's a very low-hanging building with thick, heavy stone walls and doors around the outsides, almost like a mausoleum or something similar. On your approach, King Gallon, of course, will reveal himself to the elves. All of these guards bow, and on his request, the doors to the library will open. Gallon turns. I wish you luck in your journey through our libraries. And should at any time the journey feel too perilous, please know that you have rest in my home or anywhere in our cities. But the library is not for the faint of heart. Many creatures exist there. It is its own ecosystem.
Fucking Doctor Who then?
No, Megan, you don't get to chime in with your theories. Sorry, Megan in the corner saying things. I'm like, no. Don't.
And by bookworms, I mean forms.
Right. With the doors open, you get a musty, warm air that kind of breezes over you all. As in Volinar, you know, it's still very cold. It is technically warmer down here in the roots of the library. You see the king will turn. And for you as the party, is there any last things you guys want to say or do before you head down?
What does the king have in his pocket?
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I slap RJ's hand.
You saw, like,
Yes.
RJ, no. You start checking the pockets. You see the king.
Drop it.
Yeah, drop it. No. What do you have in your mouth?
What's in the Pringles cake?
Yeah, King Callan will then give you a bow, and we'll start heading back. the library awaits.
Yeah.
Hey, can you check the last text message I sent you?
Oh, in response to that, L, yes.
Great. I'm gonna pick out what they look like.
Yes.
And, sorry.
Oh yes, because also I should say, technically the NPCs you have are Kitty Softpaws, a rogue here, and Perito, who is a
They're here.
dog. Perito has no levels, no class. He's a dog. He's a Chihuahua.
Can they do king for now?
Yeah, Kitty Softpaw is a pretty respectable assassin, honestly. But
You know what? That's why I know she can take care of Burrito, but Burrito has like 8 hit points.
yeah, Perito's got like 8 hit points, armor class of 10. He can give a help action. That's always nice.
Buy him some boots.
Buy him some little doggy boots.
And so we can keep him safe.
Can we just put him somewhere? Like, don't worry. Again, it was only the AoE that got him last time. That was where I realized too late, and I'm like, uh-oh, wait, the dog's here. Getting ready then. As you enter into the library, beautiful arcane torches burn, casting soft white light in and around the shadows as you enter into this building, and steps will lead you downward. After a good 5 minutes or so, you eventually will be greeted with a grand room that is filled with a lot of books. What you're noticing is in this room, we are talking like maybe 40 feet high ceilings, with a good 50 to 60 in this ovaline shape. But what will impress you, of course, is there are 8 different branchways in this room, each with stairs that lead downward, spiraling, switchbacking down to other branches. You guys are in the library. Is there anything you would like to do here?
Investigate.
I'd like to set it on fire. No, investigate.
Guys,
That's when I slap your hands.
if we burn it down, we'll find
First, I go invisible.
Gotcha.
And I run away to steal as many books as I can.
Oh my god.
Start putting as many books in the Pringle can. Yeah, Megamind, you doing that investigation check as you guys are starting.
I'm doing a lucky.
Lucky.
Nope. I'm doing another lucky.
Yikes. That's all your luckies for the day.
What are we
No, I've only done
doing?
2.
Oh, you've only done 2. Excuse me.
Object.
Plus, use their own lucky for that roll earlier.
Right.
I'm using my last one because that last one was nat 1.
I have locate object.
Yeah, what are we looking for?
Right now, the important things is
22.
22. You are looking for a book called Magics Around the World, the one Megamind has, but again, an older version, something that has not been affected by the magical changes that you've noticed. You are also looking for a book that contains something about the astrolabe, of course, something recommended towards that, like Crescent. The Oracle did say there was a book that contained something about it, something you would need. And the final thing I would just say from what you need is the trowel. Like, maybe not a book, but, you know, something to, like, that extent of, like, how do we find this, get some information.
I also want to see if there's any books with information on, like, the weapons.
Yeah.
Like the 12 weapons slash the, or the 8 Seraphim Blades. That, and if there's any just, like, other fun books that give us leads to powerful items or teach me fun, powerful spells or...
Yes.
Anything tasty I can find.
Megamind.
This is my shopping.
Yeah, right. Megamind. I get to shop for books.
I didn't take anything from that store earlier. This is my shopping.
This is my shopping episode.
I can tell
Yeah. What do you want to use your locate object for?
Yeah.
So we could use it for the book, or I could locate a page that has certain words written on it.
You
Kind
can
of
do
like hitting
astrolabe.
control.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's solid, actually, yeah.
Because you could do trowel, and you could also do. You have your astrolabe, which is.
Yeah. What I will say,
It's the second level, so I got 3 of these.
in starting briefly with Megamind with your 22 investigation, you start going through the books in this room, and will quickly realize there is no Dewey Decimal System in this library. Because the first book you grab seems to be an old copy of the histories of ancient Africa and the kingdoms therein. And you go, okay, maybe not technically helpful. The very next book you find is the official cookbook of the citizens of Xiaofen and the ages of the Third Age of the World. And realize, well, those aren't related whatsoever. And on a 22, as you start going through this room, you will realize that this is the first branch to hundreds of branches in this library. Some that grow bigger or smaller. Like, you're already realizing there are 8 more staircases in here. Technically 9 if you count the one going back up. This is a vast underground root system of knowledge. On a 22, though, Megamind, you will notice that out of the many staircases, you're able to kind of gather that when books have been brought here, they have been brought or are placed as far down as people bring them. So that even though this book talking about the kingdom or cooking in the Third Age of Xiaofen, this like area up in the north, it seems newer. It's not like an ancient dusty book. It's a reprint that someone has made and placed here. So on a 22, it stands to reason, especially for some of the stuff you're needing, it would definitely be much farther down the branch systems. For RJ, what are the vibes you're thinking for your locate object?
So specifically the book that we know we're looking for, that we have a title for.
Gotcha.
I would like to hold off until we're like in the library by 1,000 feet.
Right, yeah,
because then I get a full circle.
Yeah, maybe start going down a few of these branch tunnels and rooms to like really get the bang for your buck here. In which case, you guys can head down. The farther down you go to help out with RJ's locate object, you will notice it does get a tad spookier. Not in any like horror way, but the torches aren't as prominent. Again, the last time maybe people have been down in these certain branch ways was hundreds of years ago. Again, the elves live quite a long time. And eventually...
Can I throw off little divine sense? Is that cool?
Yes, you may.
Thanks.
Can I grab some of the torches, too? Just pass those out to everybody?
Yes, especially in the higher rooms.
Bright torches when we get down to the darker areas that aren't lit.
Arcane torches.
I was just gonna say, I think I cast light on like, just like something from my satchel, and I put it in Dragon's mouth, so he's like flying around, just giving us light.
Boom, boom. Yeah, flying around with like maybe, I mean, you have a couple of moon rocks. You could literally light a moon rock, put it in his mouth.
Yep.
Jim Lake Jr., you do divine sense, which is super handy. Thankfully, Jim, you are not sensing any celestial or fiend down here. But there are a few spots in the library that around you sense undead coming from bookshelves.
Hey, Mr. Jack. Jack Frosty. Your boy Jack. You want to run your little scanner?
Yeah, I can. I think it does essentially the same things as Divine Sense, but
Because that one was celestial themed
and undead.
undead,
Primeval
but
awareness.
If you cover
6 miles
okay,
worth.
yeah. I'll use it, and it tells us if there's aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead.
Excellent.
yeah, yours covers a few more categories.
Yeah.
Right,
Primeval-
they're about 6 miles, and the city's surrounded.
Yeah.
It's only 1 mile because we're not in my my favorite terrain anymore.
Technically, the terrain right now is urban, but still, a mile is helpful. You cast out a mile, Jack Frost. As Jim, you're starting to investigate. Yeah, you get some undead vibes from the books, or at least the bookshelves. There's something in here.
Maybe let's just look with our eyes, not our hands.
As you see the raccoon with 3 books.
Mimics.
You will sense Jack with primeval awareness. A couple things. First of all, above you, it's not gonna location or number, but in general, there's a lot of demons above you. But you could have assumed that, right? I mean, they're out across the city, technically within a mile because they're out by the walls. What you will sense, though, that will be interesting is there are things around you and very far below. Again, hard to tell location, but these catacombs stretch deep. You are sensing, just like Jim Lake Jr., presences of undead. Now, the undead presences don't feel very powerful or strong, but they're there. You are sensing, I have to check, I mean, maybe a bit of metagaming. There is a stat block I have to quickly pull up because I can't remember what this thing is.
Is it well?
Okay.
Well, it's hiding in the library.
It is cool. There is undead, fiends high above. Underground, you are sensing draconic presence as well, Jack. And finally, you will sense fae presences. So in total, from what Jack you're sensing and Jim Lake Jr. you're confirming, undead coming from the bookshelves. There are draconic presences down here. And fae presence. The fae presence is like the undead. Doesn't seem very much. Their draconic presence does seem stronger than fae or undead.
Yeah. So maybe we, like Jim said, look with our eyes and let's stay together. There's something beneath us.
Okay, we'll just be on our guard and not touch anything unless we absolutely have to.
Great idea. I'll scout ahead.
Oh,
Our doesn't stick right here.
also
I feel like I need to get him a leash.
the best books and the rarest ones are going to be the deepest down.
Wait, are we in a horde?
Hey,
No,
The
I
dragon
think you
horde?
might have just nailed that on the head.
hey, DM.
I think we're in the horde of a bookworm with a Y.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
DM, I kind of want to do something that no D&D player has ever done. And I want to use an equipment bag real quick.
Oh, wow.
And
All
I'm
right.
going to fashion, I know, right? I'm going to fashion a leash-like harness and tie it around RJ. And then tie it up.
No.
Tie it around all
Like
of you.
one of the toddler leashes where it's those like harnesses or they're like...
Fireplace on fire.
No.
I would allow
not a bad
if
idea.
you guys want to each like tie a rope to link you all. That would be acceptable.
Sure, that
I'm not
was
gonna
also
let
part
you
of it,
toddler
but RJ's
harness
gonna let
RJ.
his toddler leash.
It's
Like the rest of us will be around our waist, but for him, no, it's like a harness.
all right.
Oh my god.
You can each
No,
have a loop of rope to hold on to. We're gonna call this the kindergarten loop, right? And just like Jim Lake Jr. says, look with our eyes, not our hands.
Okay, go on the rope.
You guys start heading
I'm not gonna have a
down.
raccoon go on its own.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Mr. Jackson, thanks for always being willing to take. You know, I
It's
never.
weirdness. As you guys descend further down, starting to find and wend your way through these branches, eventually two things will be noticed. One, you think you are at least 1,000 miles, 1,000 feet underground. Something where locate object will start being much more handy. And two, because I rolled I know it was a bit, but RJ, 3 books and you quickly put them down. I made 3 quick luck checks. All of you will be walking and eventually realize that I need everyone to make me just a pure luck d20. There is no right or wrong number right now, but I will say you maybe want numbers closer grouped together.
Oh, fetch. I just rolled a 19.
Oh,
I got a 6.
The one time I roll high all session.
the one time, yeah, right? No, I feel that.
I've been rolling bad all session. I got 4. You got a 3?
Come on, RJ, get 5 and we'll have a run.
Screw me.
Wait, what did you get?
Got
Like
8.
I got a 6.
And 8. Thankfully, my cutoff numbers were 10 and 16. All of you will suddenly realize that the rope section to Jim Lake Jr. has been cut off. And Jim, you turn around in your branch and realize your friends aren't behind you. As all of you
So
hear
bad.
scuttling in the walls of the books as little creatures move, the sounds of the ecosystem of the library come alive, and that is where we're going to end tonight's session. Thank you all so very much for playing. Thank you all, of course, for listening, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
It was nice knowing you.